Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's recap of Big Brother 14.
So last time we left the house guests, Danielle had nominated Frank and Will.
Oh, Will!
Alright, so poor Will. He's the pawn. It was a total cry fest up in the HOH,
Yeah.
him and Danielle.
But in the diary room, this is what he had to say.
Well, here I am up on the block again. Nasty Danielle. Doesn't she know good Southern girls go to heaven? But nasty Southern belles, they go to hell. Alright, Boogie is delusional.
Yeah, he thinks that he should be the main target this week, so he's like, oh, well, they didn't put me up front, I must be about to be backdoored.
I don't think he should worry about his backdoor situation. I think he should get really nervous about when he gets out of the house being mistaken for Ellen DeGeneres' mom. I think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it could be.
Alright, well, Janelle wants the coaches to work together.
Yeah, so we'll have more on that later.
Yeah. Ian has a little chat with Brittany.
And he's kind of like, I want to work with you guys. And Brittany's like, would you ever vote against Boogie? And he's like, yes.
Yes.
Not very convincing.
Alright, so he's going to have to prove himself first before they decide to work with him.
So it's time to pick players for the POV.
Danielle picks Shane. Oh.
Frank pulled out Jen.
And Will picked out Ian. And the host is Big Mouth Dan.
Alright, guys.
Alright, so Janelle and Frank, she's starting to chat him up a little bit. I need a strong player on my team. No one likes me.
So Brittany catches her talking to Frank, and she runs up and talks to Danielle, and they're like, I'm so angry right now.
I can't believe how pissed I am.
So Dan is up there too, and he's just like, huh?
Dan thinks it's a catty girl thing that they don't like Janelle, and Dan, you're barking up the wrong tree. Apparently you don't know women very well. Mm-hmm. Kind of.
So let's talk about the POV competition.
It's Big Brother Stadium.
Yeah, it was a whole baseball theme, except they were playing skee-ball.
Right, and it's done in rounds, and they even managed to throw in Dirty Santa.
Yeah, so if you score the lowest for a round, you're out.
Right.
But you get a prize.
And you get to stuff your freaking face full of Cracker Jacks. Did you see Will? He was
yes. Alright, so Shane was the first one out, and he pulled out the POV from his Cracker Jack box.
He ain't keeping that. And then Will was out next, and he picked out the veto ticket, but he said, what good is this? I might not even be here next week. So he traded it for the veto.
Yes.
Then Jen was out.
She won a vacation to Maui.
I know, that was great. She kept it. Then Ian was out. Mm-hmm. He kept his prize too. Which
was more of a punishment.
It was to be a dog for a whole day. What the hell?
He wants the full Big Brother experience.
I think I know where I could sign him up for some sadomasochist thing going on. Alright, so Frank was out next and he picked out $5,000.
But he was like, I'm gonna take the veto.
Right.
Which means Danielle was the winner, and she pulled out the Spiritard. And of course, she wasn't going to keep that, so she took the veto, and she won.
Alright, so.
That means Frank was in the Spiritard, by the way.
Yeah. Well, we'll get there. Well, why don't we just say it right now? The Spiritard was quite ill-fitting. And the skirt was too low, which means that Frank's wiener wasn't in its bun.
I think that outfit is meant for a lady.
I think it was meant for someone who was much longer waisted, which Frank is pretty long waisted, so.
I thought it would be for someone short waisted.
No, because then it would really be down at their knees. Alright, Boogie and Frank have decided that they want Janelle gone. They want her gone. And Boogie has like this personal vendetta against Janelle.
Yes.
So he's not playing the game with his head. He's playing with his heart.
Okay.
Alright, so Ian made a great dog.
He really embraced it.
I was really kind of disappointed, though, in the edit. They hardly showed any Ian dog.
Yeah.
And the whole thing that they made a big stink about, that Big Brother wanted them to do a Chilltown scene Boogie and his two former, mentor, he was mentees. It was so wasted. It was just like woof, and the other guy was like, yay.
The part that was better than that was when Boogie went up to Ian and was like, I feel weird asking you this, but do you have to go to the bathroom? Because if he was going to leave the dog kennel area, someone had to bring him on a leash.
Yeah, and Boogie refused walking him around on a leash, as funny as it was, but he has standards.
All right.
As low as they may be.
Well, for all of his troubles, Ian was welcomed into an alliance with Danielle, Dan, Brittany, and Shane.
And they named it the Quack Pack.
I like that.
I like it too. All right, well, Boogie has a little meeting with Danielle, who he said he'd never work with. He hated her ass face, but now he's like, let's work together.
Of course, she's the HOH.
Exactly. Well, he wants to get rid of Janelle. And he wants to call his group the Avengers. We can be like Avengers.
We all have our own unique special talents.
What's yours? Riding other people's coattails? Yeah. All right, so Boogie and Dan have a little meeting. Let's get rid of Janelle. It seems to be a constant theme at the end of this episode. But, oops, Janelle walks in right in the middle of their talk.
Oh, hi!
And then, oops, she comes back again
this
for the
time
coaches
with Brittany.
meeting. Yeah. And they have the coaches meeting, and
basically they're like, should we work together? And Boogie's just like, I don't want to work with her.
Yeah. And
in so many words.
Yeah. Especially after she didn't want to get rid of any of her players in a good faith move.
So he was like asking her these questions like, would you get rid of Joe? Blah, blah, blah. And Janelle just like clams up and she's completely silent. It's obvious that she doesn't want to.
No, of course not. So now Boogie and Dan pull Frank up to the HOH and tell him he's about to roll with two of the best players in the game.
That was so stupid.
And I was waiting for Frank to say,
is Dr. Will coming back?
Exactly. All right, so the Quack Pack has a little meeting, and they decide to get rid of Janelle.
As does the Silent Six, which is the actual name of the Avengers Alliance.
Right, which is basically Quack Pack plus minus.
Yeah.
All right. So it's time for the veto. They spent a whole 0.3 seconds on this. Danielle saves Will and puts up Janelle. And Janelle is not wearing any makeup.
Janelle's like, if I had known, I would have put on makeup and a cute outfit.
I don't think it would have helped.
She just means because she knew she was going to be on camera.
Oh,
on camera.
Anyhow, it looks like Janelle's probably going to be going home.
But we'll see.
You never can tell. Make sure you tune into her spoiler tomorrow. Get the lowdown right before the eviction. So kids, till tomorrow. Much love.